I've been on hundreds of sales calls selling AI infrastructures across a variety of different industries. Here's the exact framework that I've distilled when it comes to mastering the art of closing high-ticket AI infrastructure clients. The first thing we need to talk about is the three pillars of selling AI. And the first one is logic over emotion. If you're selling high-ticket packages to another business, prioritize selling with logic. Sure, when you're selling lower-ticket offers to consumers, then selling with emotion is effective. But as you sell to people who have more money, the more logical the sale needs to be. Okay, these aren't people who are extremely emotional. These are people, as you climb, with higher status people with more money, people who own bigger businesses, these people have more emotional control. These people know how to use the logical part of their brain. Okay. And people who have been in business for a while most likely already know most of the sales tactics and are just looking for the right solution for their business. Communicate the value clear and show them that your solution is the best for them. Now, the second pillar is extremely underrated, but it is super important, and it is content. And we're currently in a trust recession, and if you aren't creating valuable content for your market, you need to start now. You need to start ASAP. You needed to start yesterday. The trust recession, it's getting worse and worse. Running ads has never been easier. People are putting crazy guarantees in their ads, and nobody's fulfilling on them, and it is insane. Okay, nobody trusts anyone anymore, and people are only buying from creators. So the importance of creating content has never been this high. And you want your market to view you as an authority figure trying to help them, not a marketer trying to sell them. That is insanely important. And I've both personally hopped on calls with people who've consumed a ton of my content and people who've never watched a second of it. And I can safely say that the difference is astonishing. And look, I'm not saying you have to have millions of followers across multiple platforms. Even something as small as getting people to watch a simple VSL, a short video explaining what you do and who you've helped and who you are will make a massive difference. And I have tons of videos, there's tons of resources on how to create content. So you can go on my channel, check that out, go on YouTube. Doesn't matter. Just start creating valuable content that solves the problems of your audience. It's simple. You don't need $1,000 camera. Literally, you can just go download Loom, like $20 a month. And just write stuff in a Google Doc. Whatever you want to do, just start creating valuable content. It has never been this important. And the third and last pillar is value proposition. This one kind of ties in with the first one when it comes to selling logically. To sell logically, you need to have a good value proposition. Okay. And so one of the biggest pros to selling AI infrastructures is the incredible value proposition that it brings. When you're on a sales call, your primary role should be to ask the other person questions, dig deep, and collect more ammo that you can use against them to close the sale. Once you've asked enough questions and you know everything that's wrong with their business, you need to present your solution and how it bridges the gap between their current and their desired situation. I'm going to talk more about this later in this video, but it's extremely important. Okay. And so now we've covered the three pillars of selling AI. These are three foundational pillars that you need to have embedded in your sales pitch. And now I want to talk about the three layers of selling AI and what it looks like. And so before I start talking about the three layers of selling AI, I need to explain what exactly an AI infrastructure even is. Okay. I've explained it in, a lot of my videos. I'm just going to give a quick high level overview for anyone that might not know. And so step one is you want to pick a market, ideally a market that has a current situation and a desired situation. Okay, they have their current situation, which they're currently living in, they're currently experiencing, and they have a desired situation, which they want to get to and they want to experience. And in between those two situations, you have a gap. And the reason why there is a gap is because there are problems that are stopping them from experiencing their desired situation. And so your role is to come into the business and package up different mechanisms that solve each problem to help them get to their desired situation. And then you want to implement one or multiple AI mechanisms in your solution to make your solution more effective and make it more appealing. So for example, the market I had chosen was the chiropractic market. Okay, I was selling to chiropractors in the industry for a while, and the problem that most of them were having, their current situation was not getting patients through the door predictably. Okay, and their desired situation was getting more patients through the door more predictably. They weren't getting patients through the door predictably because a lot of them were relying on referrals, and so they didn't have a predictable client acquisition or patient acquisition system to get them through the door. Okay, so how did I solve it? Well, the first problem was lead generation, and the second problem was lead nurture. There was a lot of them that didn't have any systems, any predictable systems in place for any of those problems. And so what did I do? Well, my first mechanism to help them solve the first problem was their offer. I hopped on a call with them and I helped them improve and refine their offer. After that, I developed and ran their Facebook ads for them. And if you want to do that today, you can use an AI tool called arcads.io, or .ai, I forgot. Basically, it completely AI generates creatives for you, high quality, cuts down costs. It's amazing. It's a great way to implement an AI mechanism into your offer. After I refined their offer and ran their Facebook ads campaign for them, the second problem that needed to be solved was lead nurture. Okay, so the way we solved that was we implemented an AI dialer into their business, and this is very appealing to them because it cuts down costs and it's highly effective, and it automates a very heavy and a very important part of your business, which is contacting leads minimum 5 to 10 minutes after they've opted into your ad or whatever, sort of funnel they're opting into. So I've helped them change their offer, ran their ads, implemented an AI dialer, and then implemented more lead nurturing systems through GHL and more lead tracking systems, things that send like email nurtures and SMS follow-ups automated. And so basically you're packaging different mechanisms and AI tools and selling it to your prospect to help them experience their desired situation by solving each problem that's stopping them from experiencing it. Okay, by solving the entire gap. And this is extremely valuable. You sell it for 6, 8, 10, 12, 15K upfront, depending on the market and the problems you're solving. Okay, it's all about the market and the problem you're solving. And so when it comes to your solution, most people would prefer to sell a commoditized general solution instead of a specific valuable one. Why? Because it's easy. And to create and sell a valuable solution, not only do you have to bridge the entire gap between your prospect's current situation and their desired situation, but you also have to, and this is where Hormozi's value equation comes in, you also have to identify and help them achieve their dream outcome. You have to increase the perceived likelihood of them actually achieving the dream outcome. So what are the chances that they actually achieve it? You have to help them achieve it quickly, so that's time delay, and you have to help them do it with little to no effort. That's effort and sacrifice. And the more of these factors you implement on the top and the less of these factors you implement on the bottom, the more valuable by definition your solution is, and the more you will get paid for it. And if you do not want to put in the work and research your market and find painful problems to solve and package it up into an AI infrastructure because it's too quote unquote hard, and you want to go with something quote unquote easier, then you're mistaken. Okay, if you want to just sell an easy chatbot voice dialer that anyone can sell for 200, 500, maybe $1,000 if you're lucky, then you're mistaken. And the reason for that is because the easier the opportunity is, the easy opportunity is an illusion. And here's what I mean. The easier the initial opportunity is, the more competition that's going to partake in it, and the harder it's going to be to make money in the long run. On the other hand, the harder the initial opportunity is, the less competition that's going to partake in it because people are lazy. They don't want to put in the work up front. The easier it's going to be to make more money in the long run. Not only will you make more money because your solution is more valuable in and of itself, so you can charge more, but you have less competition that you're competing with, meaning you can get on the call if you properly display and communicate your value to your prospects via content, via whatever marketing you're doing, then you can book more calls and portray to them and have more sales calls. So not only can you sell it for more, but you also get more chances to sell it, because if you properly communicate it, then more people want to hop on a call and talk to you about it and have a chance at selling them. And so that's that. That was the first layer, which is your solution. And so now the second layer is their problems, your prospect's problems. And so your prospect has a current and desired situation, and in between these two states is a gap of problems. And the truth is that the majority of people are too lazy to learn and solve these problems. And this is where you come into play. The more painful the problem is for your prospect, the more you get paid to solve it. And most online service providers choose one simple problem to solve for their clients. They're either a lead gen agency, a content agency, they either help set up some systems, etc. Okay, only selling a service that solves one problem poses a high risk of becoming commoditized, and you do not want to be a general problem solver. If you just solve one easy problem, one general problem like lead gen or content, then you are a general problem solver. You want to be a specialized problem solver. And so how do you become a specific problem solver? Well, here's the exact framework to do so. First, you want to pick a market. Second, you want to study what separates the top 1% from the bottom 99% of businesses in that market. Third, you want to create a framework to solve every problem to bridge the gap between the top 1% and the bottom 99%. And four, you want to package the framework into an AI infrastructure offer and sell it to the bottom 99% of the market. And here's what it looks like once again. You have the gap. So I'm going to use the chiropractor example once again. The 99% of the chiropractors that I was dealing with relied on referrals, weren't collecting much cash up front, no predictable marketing system in place, weren't properly following up with leads, and had no automated systems. And so there's the gap. And on the other side, their desired situation was to be a top 1% of chiropractor. And in order to do so, they had to have referrals and a predictable marketing system, an appealing offer that collected most of their patients' lifetime value up front, and also automated lead nurture nurturing systems. And so I packaged a bunch of mechanisms and AI tools into an AI infrastructure offer. And here's what it looked like once again: the current situation and the desired situation, which is more patients coming through the door predictably for the chiro market. The gap in between, the main two problems was lead generation and lead nurture and follow-up. And, I once again helped them with their offer, ran their ads, conversational AI agent, and also implemented data tracking and a bunch of automations through a GHL CRM into their business. And so this was highly appealing. I was able to sell this for 10 to 12K upfront in the market, and also charge a back-end monthly retainer fee to do something consulting, like running their ads for them or consulting them on, their offer or marketing. And so the third and final layer is their desires and needs. Okay, and this is where we really get into human psychology and the primal level. And so we have something called Maslow's theory, and this is the human hierarchy of needs. And so it's 1 through 5, 1 being the most urgent and the most necessary for human survival, and 5 being the least urgent and the least necessary for human survival. And so the first stage is physiological needs, and the absolute essentials for survival. This is things like air, water, food, shelter, and basic biological functions. And without these, life ceases. So if your physiological needs are not met, then you don't care about paying for the movie theater or buying a yoga massage chair or whatever. You need to buy the things that's going to help you survive, that makes sure your physiological needs are met. Why? Because no other need matters if you cannot breathe or eat. Under that, we have safety needs. This is security and stability, physical safety, financial security and health, protection from immediate threats or chaos. Why is this important? Because once alive, avoiding danger or deprivation becomes the priority. And number 3 is love and belongingness needs. This is connections and friendships, relationships, intimacy, sense of belonging with others. Why? Because humans are social. Isolation hinders well-being once survival and safety are secured. And then under that, we have the 4th layer, which is esteem needs. This is self-worth, recognition, confidence, achievement, and self-respect from others, from self and others. Why? Because valuing yourself and in your place in the world builds on social bonds, but isn't essential for survival. And the last layer is self-actualization needs. So this is personal fulfillment. This is reaching your potential, pursuing growth, and living authentically. And this is a luxury need. It's meaningful only when all these other things are in place. And so the higher up your solution is on this list, the more urgent it is for your prospect to buy it, and the higher chance they will buy it. And so it all comes back to the problem you're solving. If your solution solves a problem that's in the self-actualization needs stage layer, then it's not going to be as a priority, opposed to if the solution was selling something where their physiological needs aren't met. Okay, so you need to make sure that the solution you're selling, no matter what mechanism, even if it doesn't have AI, or even if it is AI or not, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is that your solution, no matter what it is solving a very painful problem and a very important problem. And the higher up the problem is on this list, the more important it is, and the more the higher priority it needs to be solved. And so if you sell AI infrastructure offers to other businesses, you are operating on the first 2 levels of Maslow's theory, okay, which is physiological and safety needs, the 2 highest and most urgent priorities. And so why? It's because most business owners understand that AI is going to change everything about the world, including businesses. And if businesses don't adapt, they won't survive. And your job is to communicate the simple fact to the business owner and portray to them why your specific solution is the best one to take them from their current situation to their desired situation. Okay, and so most people know that AI is coming. It's going to make a huge change to the way they work, the way they live, the way they run their businesses. And they know if they do not adapt, then someone who has adapted will come in and take their market share, and they won't be able to meet these first 2 needs. And so it is very important, and you need to communicate this to them. And so that is exactly why selling AI right now is the best opportunity to get into, because it covers the first 2 needs. It's not something that people can put off. And if people don't realize this, you need to communicate it to them and realize the importance of this opportunity that we are living in. Because selling AI to people is not something they can put off. It is extremely urgent, and if they do not adapt to it, if they aren't urgent about it, then someone who has adapted and is selling and implementing AI into their business will take their market share, and they won't be able to put food on the table. And so that is exactly how you master the art of selling high-ticket AI infrastructure offers, by implementing the 3 foundational pillars and also implementing the three layers into your pitch. Okay, these are three things you need to make sure people understand and realize, so that way that they understand the importance of going from their current to their desired situation and why your solution is the right one for it. And so if you found any value from this video, in the first link in the description is our free AI scaling specialist community. Hundreds of other AI agency owners in that community, great for networking. And if you want direct access to me, join that community. I'll be in there. I'm trying to provide value as much as I can, and I'll see you on the inside. Bye.